The guarantee. Me. With your shit. Nigga, shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing the gas. Nigga, no break. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no day. Fuck around and end up going. You getting this flavor. Ain't me the shit that I claim. You dealing with greater. Took over the game. I storm like rain. Mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Y'all can tell the shit. I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches. Get good at things. Oh, my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough. You need the whole team. I've been the G since I can finish my ABC. Kept in the truck, so real niggas look up to me. This bitch boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm popping out these dope bars till they sick of me. Can't get rid of me. Still can find the remedy. Still blowing palms. It's a comes to innocence. Being on our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremity. I can see right through transparency. Early self-esteem, low insecurity. Now or never, like, what's the guarantee? What's the recipe? King Elvis Flex 3. All these chapters of my life, turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, with control to see, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Put fire on a track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys eating it, you in trouble, kid. First 100 mil. Let's go. Hustle, get your money, let it go. Let it go. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough? Get the dough. Get it paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. With your boys shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. Hustle, get your money, let it show. Let it go. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough? Get the dough. Get it paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. With your boys shit, nigga, let's go. Love shit, cause I'm the jealous in a motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side bad jacks, I took more than measure. Shake the extra shots, this is start of these streets. What I call with the blood flowing free. How my mind, most the gang is kind. Deep between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, firm, gully mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless peaches. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach it. Now my flow imitate how I'm on the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side. I get right to it. My nigga, we begging pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they need harder. My flow is retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My group came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pro. This is how the month got up. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot. Then you know that the boy is playing. The Louis B look lean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. Yo, vaccine. If you was sleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I put the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. And CEO flash, and we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chick. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting let's go, let's go. All the hustles, get the money, let it show, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough, get the dough. Get the paper, then we probably gotta go. With the bullshit, nigga, let's go, let's go. All the hustles, get the money, let it show, let it show. Automatic, nigga, how we get the dough, get the dough. Get the paper, then we probably gotta go.
Let's go. Yeah. What up, what up, what up? You already know what it is, man. It's your brother Virgil Berry, aka Stats with the Facts. You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is, man. We here. Vernon 85, what it do? My brother Vernon 85 in the building. What's good with y'all, man? What's happening, man? How y'all doing today? How y'all enjoying y'all's afternoon? You hear me? We here, or should I say, how y'all enjoying y'all evening? You know what I'm talking about? We here. It's a beautiful thing, and we're gonna get straight to it, right? Now, there's a lot of things that we could be discussing, right? And there's a lot of things that's definitely going to be discussed, right? But as of right now, the absolute most important thing being discussed right now, or should I say, one of the most important things, if you ask me, it's the very top tier when it comes to the most important things to be chopping it up right now. If you call yourself an actual content creator, man, if you call yourself a content creator, now mind you, like I told y'all, the word content creator was introduced into our lexicon to replace journalism, journalists, right? Y'all remember when I told y'all that, right? You hear me? So yeah, man, we here. Now, if you're an actual content creator, there's absolutely. Oh, okay, that's what's up, Bernie. Now they fought down, bro. I wish I would have knew, man. Happy belated born day to you, brother. Happy belated born day to you, brother. You understand what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, we're gonna take this time out real quick to wish my brother Vernon 85 a happy born day, man. Happy belated born day. May the Most High continue to bless you, cover you, and protect you, and of course, bless you with many more to come. You understand what I'm saying, man? You already know Vernon 85. You know I rock with you, brother. Vernon 85 been supporting since day one. So you know what I mean? Definitely gotta say shout out to the brother Vernon 85. All y'all out there tapping in, man. Type in the comment section. Happy belated born day to the resident, one of our resident brethren, Vernon 85. He support all the real ones. You hear me? My brother Vernon 85 in the building. What it do, man? Yeah, man. But we here though, y'all, right? And we're gonna talk about it. You hear me? You heard what my brother said. Be like Mike, man. Be like LeBron, man. Be like any of them boys playing in the NBA. Sit up there and do a goddamn it NBA All-Star Weekend dunk on that goddamn it like button, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and of course share on your social engineering, man. We gonna get straight to it, man. Shout out to all the real ones, man. You hear me? Shout out to all the real ones, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all is, and y'all know who y'all be, man. Now, I'm not gonna ever tell nobody what they should or shouldn't be talking about. Y'all grown. Y'all talk about whatever the hell y'all want to talk about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Vernon 85, man. It's a slow grind. It's a hard grind. I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to resort to any of the antics just to get subscribers. I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity. You feel me? I'm not going to talk about any bullshit fuckery that I don't believe in or things I think is a waste of fucking time. I've dedicated this page to bringing y'all uncut, raw information, coupled with my infinite knowledge, my extensive experience and knowledge in this information, and being able to not only convey it to y'all, right? Because anybody can sit up here and just spew shit, right? But what I'm sitting here doing is breaking this thing down and connecting the dots for y'all on seemingly unrelated people, places, events, situations, organizations, right? That's what I'm here to do. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Shout out to all my real ones who sit up here talking about real stuff. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, who is absolutely live right now, right? You know what I mean? Real ones, we don't be on that bullshit, man. You feel me? We're going to cover the real shit. We're going to cover the stuff that's actually worth talking about. The stuff that actually affects us, right? Specifically us, right? If you call yourself an independent content creator and you ain't talking about this, I have to question your credibility as a content creator. Because like I told y'all, the term content creator has been forced upon us, imposed upon us, if you will, right? To replace the word or the term or what we know or think as journalism or journalists. Because I can see anybody can be a content creator, right? And if you got anybody being a content creator / journalist reporting the news, then the news gets conflated, inflated, misinformed, misinterpreted, misreported on. So now you got all these different opinions, which is a good thing to an extent, but nobody's really breaking this stuff down. So nobody's asking any real questions. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's asking no real questions. Nobody's connecting the dots and putting all this together. Only a few of us are. And that's what we do over here at A Real Talk Podcast. So I appreciate all the support. I appreciate y'all tapping in. You dig? Now we're going to get to it, man. Right? And this is why I say I rock with real ones, because great minds think alike, man. You understand what I'm saying? Great minds think alike. Now, the topic of tonight's show is, are we being replaced? Right? Are we being replaced? What say you? Vernon 85, everybody else that's in attendance. Are we being replaced? Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all think that? Do y'all not think that? Do y'all disagree with that? Now, when I say we, I'm specifically talking about us black folks, because we seem to be the prime target right now. But make no mistake, when I say we, I'm definitely referring to all of us here in America, right? Now, we got the situation going on in DC, New York, Miami, Texas right now, shipping all these immigrants all over the country, right? And it's going to be coming to other cities like Philly, like Atlanta, like Baltimore, and all those northeastern region states, right? Now, we have this word and term sanctuary, right? We got this term sanctuary, right? Sanctuary means a place of refuge or safety. OG, what it do, man? Shout out to my brother OG tapping in with us, man. Sanctuary, right? Sanctuary is defined as, and I just got, listen here, y'all. We struggle streaming right now, man. You hear me? I just got off the phone with my computer guy about literally 30 minutes ago, and he told me, he said, my computer should be ready within the next week. They're a very busy place. They're probably like the most popular computer repair and service store in the city. One of them anyway. My man Crazy Kenny, but they do an awesome job. They're very affordable, and you know, it's worth the wait because my computer is going to be basically brand new. So y'all just bear with me. We get a computer fix. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go get a next week. I'm gonna go get a backup computer and I'm a backup laptop, and I'm about to go get me a desktop. You know what I'm saying? So don't even trip. But we going in. Thank y'all for rocking with me, tapping in, showing y'all support. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, and of course, share on your social engineering. You understand? Saying sanctuary is defined as a place of refuge or safety, a nature reserve. Huh? Let me look at some more of these definitions, man. A holy place, a temple, or a church. The inmost recess of holiest part of a temple or church. The part of the chancel of the church, right? Sanctus is the base word, holy. So when you think of the word sanctuary, it's automatically or almost all the time going to be referring to a holy place or a church. Now think about that, right? You know what I'm saying? Think about that, y'all. Keep that in mind. And that's why I tell y'all to study etymology. That's why I tell y'all to study, right? Etymology, so y'all can understand what these words mean. Right? Let's go. Tap in, walk with us, y'all. Listen to this.
Sanctuary or welcoming city?
Yeah, you're asking Chuck Marino there kind of what's next. Well, we have an idea. In 2019, Mayor Lori Lightfoot campaigned on the promise of keeping it as a sanctuary city, tweeting in part that the city must, quote, make sure every Chicagoan is safe regardless of citizenship status. And so to take a look at who else might be feeling the same way politically and thus might be a target for Governor Abbott and other migrants to come their way, we're going to break down where these sanctuaries are. Here are a couple of states, specifically 11 states that we're looking at that consider themselves a sanctuary for undocumented immigrants. Those include New York, Illinois, Colorado, New Mexico, California. And when it comes to cities within those states, there are different communities, municipalities, counties, etc., that also consider themselves with sanctuary policies. And these include, as we've been talking about, New York City with Eric Adams as the mayor. You've got Chicago here in Lori Lightfoot, who you just heard from, Denver, Columbus, Ohio in the Midwest, and then also Los Angeles.
Oh, whoa. Let's back that up.
Local law enforcement will not report.
Whoa.
As we've been talking about, New York City with Eric Adams as the mayor. You've got Chicago here in Lori Lightfoot, who you just heard from, Denver, Columbus, Ohio in the Midwest, and then also Los Angeles.
Now, see, this is why I do my research, y'all. I just recently found out that even though we're a red state city, or even though we are a red state, Ohio, Franklin County, where I'm from, Columbus, Ohio, is a sanctuary county, is a Democratic ran county. Joyce Beatty, if y'all ever do any research, or if y'all know who Joyce Beatty is, she's one of our congresswomen or representatives, something like that. So I've been telling people, we're subject to get a lot of these immigrants right here in Columbus, Ohio, because we are a sanctuary city. We're not a sanctuary state, but we're a sanctuary city. Tap in, walk with us, man. God damn it, man. God damn it, man. And this was 9 months ago, y'all. I'm going to run it from the back. I'm going to take it from the top.
Thank you. Governor Abbott did choose to send immigrants to Chicago, which considers itself a sanctuary or welcoming city.
Yeah, you're asking Chuck Marino there kind of what's next. Well, we have an idea. In 2019, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, she campaigned on the promise of keeping it as a sanctuary city, tweeting in part that the city must, quote, make sure every Chicagoan is safe regardless of citizenship status.
Wow.
To take a look at who else might be feeling the same way politically and thus might be a target for Governor Abbott and other migrants to come their way, we're going to break down where these sanctuaries are. Here are a couple of states, specifically 11 states that we're looking at that consider themselves a sanctuary for undocumented immigrants. Those include New York, Illinois, Colorado, New Mexico.
Now, mind you, Ohio's not a sanctuary state.
States. There are different communities, municipalities, counties, etc., that also consider themselves with sanctuary policies. And these include, as we've been talking about, New York City with Eric Adams as the mayor. You've got Chicago here in Lori Lightfoot, who you just heard from, Denver, Columbus, Ohio in the Midwest. Also Los Angeles, that's another one. And what the sanctuary city boils down to is, in most cases, local law enforcement will not report immigration status or assist federal agents in detaining undocumented immigrants. Sometimes it is a actual spoken policy, and sometimes it's just sort of unofficial policy that we're not going to cooperate with the feds, specifically ICE, when it comes to these.
It's crazy, man.
And really, there is a process, but it's been so inundated by the sheer number of people in terms of reporting to ICE. It's just a hot mess. And Mitch, there are at least 11 states, Georgia, Florida, Texas, that have laws on the books that actually withhold funding for cities that enact these sanctuary policies or change policies. Police, they actually will charge police officials for not cooperating with ICE agents.
Right.
It's an interesting give and take. It's a back and forth between, if your state is more of a red state, but you live in a blue city, and you have conflicts between counties and cities. It's no one has solved this problem, and I think you put it best. It's a hot mess.
It's a hot
mess.
Hot mess for everybody. I mean, these cities, I have to compassion for them. I have compassion for the immigrants who are coming here. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Now, mind y'all, man, Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from, where I live, is the 14th largest and fastest growing city in America. We're the 14th largest, but we're the absolute fastest growing, largest growing city in the whole union. I keep telling y'all that Columbus, Ohio plays a strategic part in the implementation of the United Nations United Nations Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. I keep telling y'all about a think tank organization in our city called Smart Columbus. And if not only that, we're also a sanctuary city. So all my people from Columbus, Ohio, man, don't be surprised if we start seeing these migrants, these illegals pop up in our city here shortly. Now, I can sit up here and tell y'all, as a guy who is actually out here in the streets, on the turf, interacting with people, engaging, actually creating content. I do a lot of business with a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I'm involved with a lot of community stuff, man. This weekend, we got the Juneteenth festival coming up, and I'm not involved in that this year, but I definitely will be attending because my baby girl says she want to go, so we going. But I say all that to say to my brethren and sisters in Columbus, Ohio, oh, we're on deck. And if you travel around these sanctuary cities, most of them are the heavy populated Black cities or cities that have a heavy Black population, right? No matter if you're a red state or not, that doesn't necessarily mean you are a blue democratic city, right? And Ohio, or should I say Columbus, is definitely a Democratic city. Ginther is a Democrat. The police chief, Democrat. Beatty, Democrat. So all our state representatives in Congress are Democrats. But we got the Senate with Republicans, conservatives, right? Anyway, right? And our governor, he's a Democrat as well, if I'm not mistaken. The one, a Democrat or Republican. Anyway, in my city, Columbus, Ohio, y'all, right? And I had a feeling that this is I know this is the reason why they doing it, but when I started paying attention to this migrant situation, I said, oh, that's what they're doing, right? All around my city, in the outskirt areas, right? Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. And this is why I say we're being replaced. You hear me? And when I say us, I mean specifically us Black folks, but not just only us, but specifically, especially us. Right? I want to show y'all something, right? I want to show y'all, brothers and sisters, something, right? And how the hell does that keep happening? How that keep happening, man? Anyway, right? Now, look at this, y'all. Right? This is a map of my city, Columbus, Ohio. Right? This is all the major highway systems that go through my city. You got 70 east-west, which we can literally take all the way to Las Vegas, right? We got 71 north and south. We got 75 north and south. We got 77 north and south. We got 80 east and west. right? Or I mean, I said, hey, that's all the way up north, but we got 71 north and south, right? 70 east west, 315, 670, 23, 40, 16, right? But if you pay attention, you see that huge outer belt. That is called 270. That is the huge outer belt that surrounds the whole city of Columbus. The whole metropolitan area of the city of Columbus, Ohio, is within this circle, if you would, known as 270, right? And if this is what I'll be talking to y'all when I talk about the urban growth boundaries, and I talk about the UGBs, the urban growth boundaries, right? All the people, black people especially, specifically, who used to live in the inner city, close to downtown metropolitan area, we have all been pushed out to 270 and beyond, right? And when you pay attention to the areas along 270 all around, what you'll notice is that they're building these apartment complexes, huge apartment complexes, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories high. And not only that, when you look into our downtown area, our metropolitan area, what you'll notice is that they're building a lot of high-rise residential structures, very expensive. We're being pushed out. And when you go travel around 270, I'm going to get this footage for y'all too. You're going to notice that they're building massive apartment complexes, smart apartment complexes all around 270 and on the outside of 270 as well. I myself, where I live right now, 270 is literally like 3-5 minutes up the street. You hear me? I live right there on the border of Columbus and the outer limit around 270. And what I've been noticing is that a lot of this housing is being built. UN Agenda 2030, stack them, pack them, housing. And I'm thinking to myself, man, it ain't that many black folks in Columbus. I'm talking about all around 270, y'all. This is a huge area, man. This is the entire city of Columbus, Ohio, man. You hear me? Within this outer belt, right? And I see why they building it all now. We are being prepared, prime, and it's crazy, y'all. It's utter madness, man. We are being replaced. Yes, we are. Don't make no mistake about it. Right? Now, pay attention to this, right?
More migrants to Democrat-led communities, including New York, Washington, D.C., and Martha's Vineyard. Supporters of the move say it's all about border security. Critics say it's playing politics. KL9's Lauren Perez is live in Studio City with more on the heated debate over immigration reform. Lori. Well, some of those busloads of migrants arrived in Northern California this morning. We spoke today with immigration advocates here in Los Angeles who say they would not be surprised if LA is next. Busloads of migrants unloaded Saturday in Sacramento, in New York, and again at the vice president's doorstep. Sent by the governors of Florida and Texas, like the plane to Martha's Vineyard, it's political provocation aimed at the president and other Democratic leaders in blue cities and states. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis asserts it's about spreading the burden.
We want to make sure that taxpayers are not having to foot tens of thousands or thousands of people coming in illegally, and that's the most effective way to do it.
But others call it a ploy, and worse. Arturo Vizcarra is with LA's Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights.
It's not really based on facts and rational policy making. It's just based on scoring cheap points with racism.
Lance Parker, what it do, bro?
He spent the last few days feuding with DeSantis after he called on the DOJ to investigate the plane sent to the vineyard.
Those migrants are used as pawns to humiliate and dehumanize. What Ron DeSantis is doing is a disgrace.
DeSantis and Texas Governor Greg Abbott have said they'll keep moving migrants out of their states. Venezuelan immigration activist and LA resident Dassler Jimenez isn't surprised. If anything, he's surprised they haven't already sent buses here to LA. He's getting his community ready for if and when they do.
They can go
Man.
to Facebook and look for Little Venezuela Community Hollywood. So they can send us a message. What is it? Their situation.
See, shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV Woman. California is already flooded, y'all. Right? California is filled to the max. They can't take anymore. So now they're about to be coming to the other so-called democratic red cities like New York. You hear me?
To shelters and from
Two more emergency response and relief centers are opening up on the Upper West Side and ready to receive hundreds of women and families.
These additional spaces join nearly 170 other locations in an effort to provide enough housing for migrants. Let's get right to Fox 5. Lizette Nunez. She joins us now live from outside one of those new locations with more details. Good morning, Lizette.
Good morning, Dan and Tishani. 74,000 migrants have arrived since last year, and these two buildings here on the Upper West Side, they are apartment buildings that will now be converted to shelters. And from a quick glance, you could already tell that they are staffed as they get ready to welcome asylum seekers. New York City is moving forward with opening two large-scale shelters for asylum seekers on the Upper West Side. It'll give a lot of underprivileged people homes, and I think it's got one location combines 205 and 207 West 85th Street. The second location is 117 West 70th Street. In total, this will provide 516 rooms for 800 asylum seekers. Housing meant for single women and adult families.
I think there's a lot of small businesses here that could benefit from that kind of thing.
But not everyone is on board. Some people believe the city should be prioritizing homeless New Yorkers instead.
Yes.
Next to Asylum Seeker Hotel on 88th Street, and I just feel that there's other people in our country that need to be helped.
With the city welcoming 74,000 migrants since last year.
Wow. 74,000?
Requires a person to spend 90 days in a shelter before becoming eligible for a housing voucher. In late May, City Council passed a package of legislation that would get rid of the 90-day shelter rule, as well as make it easier for New Yorkers to apply for a voucher, plus increase the income cutoff for the program. We have families in there for up to 3 or 4 years. That is embarrassing. We have the tools that we need to start processing applications. However, the mayor has protested the legislation. The Adams administration believes it would do the opposite and make it harder for those experiencing homelessness to leave shelters and be a major cost for taxpayers. This creating a division between the mayor and his council and could lead to a rare mayoral veto. Now, there are other reports that suggest Mayor Adams could be using his executive power to suspend the 90-day shelter rule. Now, later today, Mayor Adams, he will be making an announcement regarding homelessness. It's unclear whether or not it is directly tied to this. We are live on the Upper West Side. Dana to show.
Yeah.
Okay, Lizette, thank you very much.
Huh? We are being replaced. My black brethren and sistren. We're being replaced, man. Make no mistake about it, right? Yeah, this is an invasion. That's why y'all keep hearing me. That's why I keep screaming that we are being invaded. We're being ethnically and culturally cleansed, right? And it's a reason for that, y'all. It's a reason for that. It's a purpose for that. This ain't happening by happenstance. You know, this is being done strategically, right? This is strategically being done. Okay? Now, due to the amount of sanctuary cities that we have, we got way more sanctuary cities than states. If y'all pay attention, and this is what I keep telling y'all, man, pay attention to the construction going on in y'all cities. Our cities have been being prepared for this. This is why we see all the UN Agenda 2030, stack them, pack them, all of them look the same, new apartment complexes just popping up everywhere. I've been a little bit a few other states since I've been home over the past 7 years. And what I can tell y'all as a fact, that the same thing going on in my city and state is the same thing going on everywhere else. It's going on. I've been to DC three times since I've been home. I've been all over Ohio. I've been to Pittsburgh. I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to Hartford. I've been to Harrisburg. I've been to South Carolina. I've been to Virginia. I've been all over, a little bit of everywhere, and I'm telling y'all, I've been to Tennessee, Kentucky, and I'm telling y'all, the same stuff is going on everywhere. You hear me? Literally everywhere. Major construction to all major highway systems. NAFTA superhighway. Notice the construction that's going on in your downtown metropolitan areas. Notice all the construction being built downtown is residential. Right? Tap in, walk with me, y'all, man. This stuff is getting serious, man. Listen to this stuff, man.
Well, Maliotakis is the Republican from New York, and she joins me now to talk about this. Congresswoman, good morning. Look, let's begin.
Coming to a city near you, New York. Y'all going through it right now. Everywhere else is next.
Well, of course, I'm not a fan of this plan. It's absolutely outrageous. Not only does New York City have a housing crisis, we have an affordability crisis. People are renting apartments in New York City for thousands and thousands of dollars. People are having difficulty paying their mortgage, paying their rent, keeping up with their property taxes that have increased year after year. And the mayor is now telling hardworking taxpayers that they need to pay. So an individual who crossed into our country illegally at the border last week can live rent-free. I mean, what planet are we living on? It's absolutely
insane. It is insane.
Needs to challenge, and he is, by the way, finally, after I've been calling for him for a year, to challenge this right to shelter law. It's finally going to go before a judge, because this was intended for homeless New Yorkers, right? Citizens who fell in difficult times, became homeless, to give them a shelter, not for individuals who just entered our country last week or citizens.
This was designed for homeless American citizens. This was designed for us. And when I say us, I don't mean like, because we're not all homeless, but it was designed for us American citizens who may unfortunately be homeless. But see, New York has a very large homeless population. A nice percentage of that is Black people. And here it is, the thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds, of homeless people in New York. They're being kicked to the side, and this stuff is being done for illegal immigrants. Now, it ain't just us Black folks that this is happening to. That's one of the major reasons why I'm focused on this, but we are the main target. Don't ever forget that or get it twisted, right? We're being ethnically and culturally cleansed. We're being economically asset stripped. I want y'all to look into what asset stripping is. We're being asset stripped. They are bleeding us. We have become too expensive, too opinionated, too uppity. We're starting to have too much influence, so they're going to continue to marginally disenfranchise us, bring in a new slave class, and push us out to the urban growth boundary limits. The UGB, Wildlands Project, Wildlands Urban Interfaces, Human Settlement Zones, UN Agenda 2030 for Global Sustainability. I keep telling y'all what the F is going on, man. Let's go.
Countries. And it's just, of course, it's going to continue to just incentivize individuals to come over our border. That's exactly what's going to happen. He says they keep coming because you're giving them free housing.
You know what strikes me about this, Congresswoman, is the fact that for so long, those people, especially in New York and other, cities far away from the border.
Hell no, we can't, Lance.
To prevent people from coming illegally into the country. They were 2,000 miles away from where it was happening, but now it's on their doorstep, and they're getting a taste of what Arizona and Texas have been dealing with for years.
For years.
You know what? This is the reality of the situation. It'll be interesting to see if they change their mind on unfettered, migration across the border. Whatever happened to Homeland Security?
But you're absolutely right. And in a city, in post 9/11 world, New York City of all places should understand the dangers of having an open border. We found terrorists on the suspected FBI terror watch list attempting to cross over. Even in the interior, we found them. But in addition to that, you have the fentanyl, enough fentanyl to kill millions of Americans being found on a regular basis now. The drug cartels have set up operations in our cities. It all needs to be stopped, and it can only be stopped if the president undoes the policies he put in place and secures the border, or if the Senate takes up the House's border security bill, which we passed last month. Senator Schumer has not passed our bill, and he has not passed his own bill. So he has to do something here so we can reconcile our differences and move forward. So short of the president or Senator Schumer doing something on border security, we're going to continue to see this crisis, and we should not have a mayor that continues to incentivize it. You know what's happening today in Washington? We've got the New York City Council Speaker, we've got the New York City Finance Chairman, Justin Brannan, here lobbying for more money so they can continue to add shelters, so they can continue to provide housing for migrants. I'm just not going to support that type of policy. We need to get border security in place, and we can work on immigration too, by the way. We should be addressing the issues of visas. We should be addressing the issues of judges and other matters so we can have a proper asylum process that flows and order at the border. But what's going on right now is unacceptable.
Absolutely. Close the border.
Absolutely unacceptable. Y'all. Right? And everybody want to have, and listen, man. Trump is not an angel. But goddamn it, he was talking about closing them borders and building that wall, man. Right? Like, this is crazy, man. So this dude, Eric Adams, right? Right? We got this guy, Eric Adams, who's the mayor of New York, right? Democratic mayor of New York, right? Not only is he talking about providing all of this funding for all of these illegal immigrants, he's talking about quartering them in residential homes rent-free, right? He's talking about forcing people or providing getting people, trying to convince residents of New York City to allow some of these migrants, these illegal immigrants, to stay in their houses. Imagine that. It'll be very interesting, Lance Parker, right? Think about that, y'all, man. I mean, this is the audacity. Let's hear from the horse's mouth. Man, shout out to all my homies in New York. Man, I got a lot of people in New York. You know what I'm saying? A lot of family in New York. You know what I mean? It's arguably the largest city in America, but they have been overpopulated. If you ever been to New York City before, I couldn't imagine living there, right? And to be quite honest with y'all, really, New York City is really Mega City 1. Chicago's Mega City 2, right? It's a tie between LA and Chicago for Mega City 2, right? I would say LA, I would say New York is Mega City 1, LA is Mega City 2, and Chicago is Mega City 3, right? And if y'all pay attention to what's going on in these 3 cities and all other cities, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, all Democratic red cities are about to be inundated with these illegals, not just Mexicans, Central Americans, South Americans, and all from around the Caribbean as well. We are about to be invaded, and we're currently in the process of being invaded. Listen to this guy.
Every area. Growing migrant crisis is pushing cities to the brink.
Listen to this fucking guy, man.
Quickly turnaway migrants expired on May 11th, and the resulting surge of migrants entering the country has put a strain on many cities trying to house them.
And right here in New York, officials say more than 53,000 migrants have entered New York City's shelter system in the past year. Here to discuss the migrant crisis and its plans to address it is New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Mayor, welcome back. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. And actually, we have over 90,000 people in our care. This includes the migrants, and over 70,000 are coming to the city. A little over 45,000 are still in our care. So this is an awesome obligation. And when you look at what I inherited January 1st, 2022, was nowhere near these numbers.
You say the crisis is destroying the city. How bad is it?
Well, it's the economic strain on the city. It's about $4.3 billion. We spent over $1 billion already. We only received about $40 million from FEMA. And the real crisis of what FEMA did is that the bordering states some received more than what we did, and they're using the money to ship migrants to New York. So a lot of these states are just a pass-through. And it's going to impact every area of our city. When we look at the over 100 and something hotels we've opened, perks we've opened, feed, food, clothing, education, because they're not allowed to work, and that's all they want to do. They want to work, and the federal government needs to give them the obligation to do so.
You mentioned the busing. So Texas governor has been busing migrants all across the country to Democratic-led cities, including here in New York. New York is now busing to other parts of New York, to upstate. One county executive said it's been, quote, organized chaos. What's your response, and what's the plan as we go forward?
Well, when you look at what happened across the country, and I visited El Paso and I visited other cities, no one is doing it like New York. And so if anyone that states bringing 70,000 people to a city, and you don't see people sleeping on the streets, you don't see people going without the necessity that they deserve, it's not organized chaos, it's organized structure dealing with the humanitarian crisis. What we're saying to our friends upstate is that this is a state obligation. New York is the economic engine of this state and country. Whenever there's a municipality outside New York City that's in trouble, New York City is paying the large amount of tax dollars. It is time for all of us to step up with this humanitarian crisis that's in our state. New York City is part of the state.
City officials say more than half of the city's shelter system is filled with migrants. You took a lot of heat replacing migrants in public school gyms, and you had to scrap their plan. What's next?
Well, we just scrapped the plan, and we didn't put them into public school gyms as it was portrayed. There are 20 standalone gyms that are not inside school buildings. We identified those 20 standalone gyms and said we're going to use them as respite centers, not long-term care. Because there's 1 week we had 5,000 people that arrived at the city in 1 week, and so we have to make sure that we have that heavy influx where you're going to put people in the meantime, as the state gave us the Lincoln Correctional Facility. Just a thought that we have to open all of these new places But this is how you manage a crisis. If you had a hurricane that hit this shore, you would be managing using school buildings, respite centers. That's the crisis. We get a hurricane every week. And I must manage this crisis the right way.
Over the weekend, New York City's Homeless Bill of Rights became law. How is that going to affect the housing crisis going forward?
Not at all. There was nothing really changed. They codified into.
Y'all hear this, dude?
But it's the same. Some people try to depict it as that now you can have shelters and tents on our streets. Nope, that's not happening. We're not going to be in a city where you're going to see encampments and tents. If people want to sleep on the street, you have the right to do so. That has always been in place. But we are not going to go backwards as we're seeing in some of the.
Did y'all hear what this dude just said? CCA, what's up, baby? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's welcome over here until you ain't. You dig? Did you hear what he said? We have a right. We have a right to be homeless. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that you have the right to be homeless? Oh, you already know, CC, man. Listen, everybody's welcome over here at A Real Talk Podcast, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering, right? We family over here. We don't, you know what I'm talking about? We don't be on all that. You know what I'm saying? We family over here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Claude did tell us about this, man. But okay, that's better right there. Yeah. Claude did tell us about this, man. He most definitely did. And you know what I'm saying? This guy, so since we have a right to be homeless, if we have a right to be homeless as American citizens, does that mean illegals have the same rights under the asylum laws? See, this is why we got to read these codes and stuff, man. But listen to this, though. So if we have the right to be homeless, which means if we choose to not live in a house or apartment, we can do that, right? Pay attention to how they're making it illegal to be homeless. Pay attention to how they're making it illegal to be homeless. They're making poverty a crime, a criminal offense. Now, think about Monday Night Show, right? If y'all watch, listen here, man. If y'all ever watched that movie Dread, it was illegal to be homeless in Mega City 1. But think about this. Look at the extreme poverty. How could you hold people accountable for breaking the law when, due to the economic situations, some people can afford to not be homeless? And not only that, it is our right as American citizens to choose to not live in a house if we don't want to. Now, how many of y'all knew that? Now pay attention why they're criminalizing poverty. This is all part of UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. If you pay attention to the movie Dredd, the prequel to Judge Dredd, right? When they first walk into peach trees, it's a homeless guy sitting right there, right? And when the Judge Dredd and his rookie trainee walk into peach trees, Judge Dredd says to the homeless guy, "You better not be here when I get back, or it's going to be 2 years in the ISO cubes." Y'all better go watch that movie, man. Pay attention to what's happening. Yup, wages is about to plummet. Universal global wage, universal credit, universal wage. This is why they're doing this. This is happening all over the world, y'all. This is United Nations Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. Now, when you hear the word sustainability, sustainability means the ability, or should I say not sustainability, but resilience. And if you pay attention, this word resilience is being thrown around in the lexicon. And it's a reason for that, right? And when they talk about global sustainability, it doesn't have anything to do with working out for the better of us. It means global sustainability, creating a situation, a global system, a global structure to where everybody is on the same level. That doesn't mean that level is going to be nice. And they starting with us black folks in America first, specifically. But as y'all see, this is spreading to all poor people, because it's not just black people that are poor. Matter of fact, there's more white people, there's more poor white people in America than any other group of people. So let's be clear, white people, there are more white people in America on welfare than any other group of people. Now let's be clear about that. Right, but they specifically coming for us in our areas because they realizing that us as an economic class with our damn near $2 trillion spending ability and power, they want to disenfranchise us and move us out to the outskirts while they move in their slave class that's going to not mind working $10 an hour fuck crap jobs, like getting paid $10 an hour, $10 an hour to work at Dollar Tree. We cannot survive off of that. Rent is 3 times what your pay is from your job. Now, where you think you're going to live making $10 an hour, working 40 hours a week at $10 an hour? Where you think you're going to be living at? UN Agenda 2030 assigned stack 'em, pack 'em house. Y'all better pay attention what the fuck is going on, man. Exactly, CC. That's my whole point. They've already been doing it in Mexico and Central and South America and all over the Caribbean. They live in utter squalor. If y'all ever went to the Caribbean islands, y'all ever been to South America, Central America, Mexico, these people live in utter squalor. Look at the favelas in Brazil. Could you imagine living like that? Don't y'all understand that Brazil, don't y'all understand that Rio de Janeiro is one of the largest cities on the planet? Don't y'all know like something like 20 million people live in Rio de Janeiro? And this is what we're about to start seeing in America, the mega cities. And they don't give a damn. You right, CC, they don't give a damn. You hear me? And they done put all these bootlicking, boule, buck-broken, bitch-ass niggas in positions of certain strategic authority to set it up and fuck us over. Because they realize that us black people as an economic class, we have a huge spending ability. You know what? Although it's very well needed, they decided that, you know what? These niggas is starting to wake up. They said these niggas starting to wake up, man. They starting to demand what they really worth. And not only that, there's some of them that's starting to realize how to use this system. Oh, we got to get that out of here. Right? So we're going to bring in a new slave class. Huh? Exactly. What CC say? Remember the last time they had a whole bunch of immigrants and then all of a sudden we had bed bugs everywhere? Exactly. Y'all remember the Zika virus? Y'all remember the Zika virus? Y'all forgot about that, didn't y'all? Tap in, let's go. Let's finish listening to this fuck nigga, man.
Where you see these 10 cities, you see people in encampments on our subway system. I committed to New Yorkers. We're going to rid those encampments off our train system. You don't see them there. We'll be moving them off our streets. People need to be in care and services for wraparound services, and I'm not going to allow the city to go back.
You're looking, man. Thanks for always making time.
Thank you.
As the city is going backwards. Right? Listen what's going on in New York, man.
With new ideas on where to house asylum seekers. One new idea, the mayor suggested the city could pay people to house migrants in their apartments. Reggie,
What y'all know about that?
Good morning, Reagan.
Good morning there, Dan. Yes, a creative solution, also a hypothetical right now, because if New Yorkers are willing to house asylum seekers, they could earn up to $125 a night. That would be money paid for by the city. This as thousands of migrants continue arriving here in the city every week.
The closer we bring,
this is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane.
The easier it will be for them to transition into.
Yes, it will, OG.
Each week, thousands of single adults and families arrive here on buses from border states, and finding housing for everyone has become increasingly difficult. So Mayor Eric Adams is floating an idea, asking private homeowners to share their space. Those willing will be paid by the city.
But cheaper is a good investment for us to go to a family and assist them instead of placing people in large congregate settings or in these emergency hotels.
Technically, short-term rentals of 30 days or less are illegal in New York City. So if this is going to be something less than 30 days, they would have to change the existing law.
New York City civil rights attorney Ken Belkin says the mayor could issue an executive order to temporarily change laws, which could open up his honor to litigation. And he's already created.
Temporary, right? Listen, did y'all hear that?
Large congregate settings or in these.
Pay attention, y'all.
Technically, short-term rentals of 30 days or less are illegal in New York City. So if this is going to be something less than 30 days, they would have to change the existing law.
New York City civil rights attorney Ken Belkin says the mayor could issue an executive order to temporarily change laws, which could open up his honor to litigation. And he's already created controversy for previous plans to house migrants, such as.
Now pay attention, y'all, to what I'm about to say, man. You hear me? Pay attention to what I'm about to say, y'all. We've been sold out. We've been sold out. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. We've been sold out, y'all. All of us. This ain't just a black people thing, man. Although we are the prime targets, we're not the only targets. See, all of y'all who vote Democrat or Republican as well, don't get it twisted. I don't support none of this bipartisan fuckery. I don't even vote. Vote for what? Keep telling y'all we need to not vote at all. All of us. No vote for nobody. And see what happens then. We'll see how much actual power our votes actually have. We'll see if our votes actually matter. The only way to tell if our vote matters is if none of us vote. Why the fuck we gonna keep voting for this shit? You think your vote matters, man? Get out of here with that stuff, man. Listen to what I'm saying. We've been sold out, Republicans and Democrats. We've been sold out to the United Nations by the very people who we've been tricked into thinking that we're electing when they're being selected. Every black person that is a chief of police, a mayor, governor in this country, state representative, senator, they are all members of the Divine Nine. All of them, including this Eric Adams dude, including the chief of police in Atlanta, including the chief of police in my city, who's the ex-chief of police in Detroit. I can't remember what the broad name is. They are all boule. Right? We've been sold out, y'all. In exchange for money, because that's basically what it is. In exchange for money, the people who we have been tricked into think that we are electing to represent us have sold us out to the United Nations in complete violation of Section 2, Article 2, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution for the United States of America, not of the United States of America. We've been sold out, y'all. It's over with. It's already been settled. So when y'all see the footage of the people of these cities, New York, DC, probably gonna end up being my city, Chicago. When y'all see the people of the actual people, us, the residents, coming into these so-called city council and board and town hall meetings, it is all a part of what I've been telling y'all about, the Delphi method and the Delphi technique. We've all been Delphi through our jobs at these all hands meetings. We've been Delphi through school when we go to having school on Zoom and Microsoft, all that stuff, and all, Ring Central and all that stuff. That's part of the Delphi technique, man. We've been Delphi at church, Delphi at work, Delphi everywhere, man. Even at the city council. What I mean is the Delphi technique is a technique to use in public speaking group settings to give people the impression that they have a say-so in what's going on. You've been Delphi at your PTA meetings, at your HOA meetings. We've all been Delphi to some degree, which means we've been all indoctrinated with this ideology that we somehow have a say-so in what's going on, but in actuality, it's already been settled. This is just to give us the illusion that we have a say-so in the matter due to the due process of law and the legislative political process. And we don't have a say-so at all. It's already been settled. What the fuck is the point of niggas in New York going to them town hall meetings complaining when there's more and more immigrants there and on the way? And it's going to be happening at a sanctuary city near you. Please believe it. We've been sold out by the very people who we think we have elected to represent us, but they already been selected due to their connections through whatever fraternal organization they're in. Whether it be the Divine Nine or whether it be Phi Beta Kappa, Kappa Beta Phi, any of these other secret fraternal organizations. Eastern Stars, Shriners, Elks, Freemasons, York Rite, British Rite, or York Rite, and Scottish Rite, any secret fraternal organization. This is how they operate. And the United Nations has invaded and usurped. And the way they're able to do that is because we are not under the jurisdiction of the law of the land. We're under the jurisdiction of the law of the sea, Admiralty Maritime International Judicial Law. Which is why we have the U.S. Code, the United States Code, or Uniform Commercial Code, the law of flags, the law of contracts. It's already been settled, y'all. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all, man, y'all not ready to do what is necessary to do. Keep voting if y'all want to in a system that wasn't designed for specifically us. It wasn't designed for us especially. Right? Y'all better tap in, man.
And intense on the Orchard Beach parking lot, then Randall's Island, both scrapped amid flooding concerns. Placing migrants in school gyms fell flat with parents and students. And just yesterday, in an exclusive report on Good Day New York, Fox 5 reporter Morgan McKay explained a new effort. Starting next month, nearly 1,000 migrants will be housed in 50 churches and houses of worship. These faith-based shelters will be open from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. The migrants will then be moved to daytime centers, which will also be faith-based operated, but paid for by the city. Option to shelter migrants, the old postal.
I hope y'all caught that.
The FAA just gave its approval, saying the space has adequate security and safety plans in place for housing. And city officials say more than 45,000 migrants are currently in the care of the Department of Homeless Services.
God damn.
$4.3 billion.
Wow.
Mayor Adams is now looking at the fact that he may have to, in order to make those payments, have to make some cuts across the city. We're live here in
Uh-oh.
Good Day, New York.
That's the city show.
Did y'all hear that, man? It's coming to a city near you, man. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. I've been telling y'all about this shit, man. See, a lot of people think that I'll just be making some stuff up, man. I really don't give a damn what anybody think, to be honest with y'all. I don't give a fuck what anybody think. I do very thorough research into this stuff. You know, it's one of the ways of my other streams of income, getting information on this stuff for other people who are interested in it in certain areas of industry who are not privy to it. They coming for y'all too. Private industry, private companies, private corporations, family-owned businesses that are doing very well. They coming for y'all too. Right? Nobody is exempt. I want y'all to get this thought out of your head, if you got it right now, that because you may be financially stable right now, you may think you're in a good spot right now, your credit may be decent, you got a decent home. Rarely anybody owns their home now. That I want y'all to understand that nobody is safe, and they eventually are coming for all of us. Now notice they said faith-based. Notice they said faith-based organizations are going to be used, their facilities are going to be used via the state to house these illegal immigrants. Whatever happened to the separation of church and state? See, they're the same thing. And who you think is presiding over this when it comes to sanctuary city? What does sanctuary mean? What did I tell y'all in the beginning of the show? Sanctuary means a place of worship, or a place that has something to do with religion. Ain't got nothing to do with the Most High, but everything to do with religion. Who on this planet runs most of so-called Christendom, which most of these faith-based organizations are? Most faith-based organizations are overwhelmingly Christian. They was first called Christians at Antioch. Only the wise and learned and studied gonna know what I mean when I say what I just said. Now, think about that. They were first called Christians at Antioch, and what happened for them in order to be called that at Antioch is exactly what's happening right now in cities like New York, D.C., soon to be Columbus, Ohio, Detroit, Philadelphia, Baltimore, going on in Florida right now, Miami, soon to be Atlanta. You already know, Detroit, man. My man Lance Parker, man. You already know. Pay attention, y'all. We are being invaded, man. Right? We're being invaded. Right? And the reason why I brought that up because when it comes to Christendom, the Holy Roman Catholic Universal Church is in control of that. So any of your little, they're being administered over by the Vatican. I don't care if you're a Baptist. I don't care if you're a Presbyterian. I don't care if you're whatever you may be. The Vatican is presiding over your so-called curriculum and your 501c3. Nah. Right? Tap in, walk with us, y'all, man. We going in. Are we being replaced? I'm not just talking about us black folks in America now, y'all. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm talking about all of us, but specifically us black folks. Right? Are we being replaced? Yes, we are, Lance Parker.
With thousands of asylum seekers coming here to New York, Mayor Adams is floating an interesting idea to help accommodate them.
His Honor says homeowners with spare room could be paid to provide shelter. CBS 2's Tony Aiello has details and reaction.
It is my vision to take the next step to this, go to the faith-based locales, and then move to private residence.
Is there room in your home for an asylum seeker? Mayor Adams is working on a plan to pay New York City homeowners to house them, perhaps $100 a night or more.
There are residents who are suffering right now because of economic challenges. They have spare rooms. It's cheaper and it's a good investment for us to go to a family and assist them instead of placing people in large congregate settings or in these emergency hotels.
In Woodlawn, the Bronx.
Good luck with that.
We found a lot of skepticism along with some support.
Some people might go for it, why not? People open their hearts to people.
Sam Waniala says the private residence idea shows the mayor's running out of asylum housing options.
He may be desperate, but I think he shouldn't do something because he's desperate to come and interfere with our freedom or our security.
The mayor spoke Monday, surrounded by faith leaders, to announce another initiative, paying 50 churches and other faith-based locales.
This is absolutely insane, y'all.
1,000 asylum seekers.
The very places where we offer prayer are the places where we need to offer sanctuary and shelter.
That is true, though.
The initiative is well underway and likely to roll out in the next few weeks. The idea of housing asylum seekers in private homes is still a work in progress and may require changes to state law. In Woodlawn, the Bronx.
That's true. Right? That's very true. Do y'all not think? Now, let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all might not be aware of this. What about all these churches in Central and South America? Don't y'all know that the Roman Catholic Church has its strongholds in Central and South America? So where's the Vatican and the church in these countries? Because they basically run these countries. Y'all know the amount of huge, massive cathedrals all through Central and South America where most people are Catholic? Huh? Crazy, man. Once I know the last pope came from Argentina, which is home to Buenos Aires, one of the largest cities on earth. If I'm not mistaken, 14 plus million people live in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Right? So, in a sense, they're right with that. The Most High definitely says that we should be taking care of the homeless. He said, the poor will be with you always. So why are they criminalizing being poor? I want y'all to pay attention to that aspect of this situation. And don't think the Vatican ain't got a role, don't play a major part in this illegal immigration situation. I keep telling y'all, go watch that movie Dread, man. Y'all need to go watch that movie Dread, man.
It's not just these houses of worship that could be welcoming migrants.
That's right. Mayor Adams also suggesting today that the city could pay people to house migrants in private residences. Sharon Crowley has more on the mayor's idea and whether he has the power to actually make it policy. Sharon.
Yeah, Steve, New Yorkers willing to take in an asylum seeker into their home could be paid by the city for doing just that. It's a hypothetical right now. The mayor's considering every option as he looks to find new ways to house thousands of newcomers who continue to arrive in the city each week.
The closer we bring asylum seekers in,
I could keep showing y'all this or letting y'all listen to this. This is different news outlets showing the same thing over and over. Neuro-linguistic programming, right? I want y'all to pay attention to the repetition, right? They got this guy, Eric Adams, y'all. And the next show we're going to be doing next Monday, right? Next Monday, right? The show is going to be about all sanctuary cities, the black people who are in charge. They're all part of the Divine Nine. And I've been telling y'all about these people, man. It'd be crazy how when I interact and engage with certain people, they when I talk about these Boule people, right? A lot of them just can't fathom the possibility of such an organization being real. But when you start connecting the dots on these people, you start seeing that they're all have something in common. What is that something in common? They are all members of the Divine Nine. Right? They got the same people, same organization, different faces. Right? These are the same people, these Boule niggas, is the same ones that was used to start this whole thing off over 100 years ago, right? About 100 years ago. These are the same people who took out or infiltrated our homies out there in Tulsa, in Florida, Arkansas, Texas, Ohio, California, all over. The Divine Nine was set up after slavery, pre-construction, or should I say reconstruction, that were all set up strategically to infiltrate black leadership. This is a process that's been taking them a little over 200 years to complete. And now we almost have full circle and fruition right now. And if you pay attention to all these sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. Think about the previous mayor of Chicago and the current mayor of Chicago. Both of them members of the Divine Nine. Yes, Brandon Johnson is Boule. Lori Lightfoot is Boule. Right? And now they done set up this whole system and they coming for us. And don't get it twisted, y'all. They coming for all of us. I keep telling y'all this, man. This is why I'm not saying it's not important to focus on. I'm not saying it isn't an issue. Of course, I'm all for my black brethren and sistren. Of course, I advocate for us and I'm all for standing up for us. But goddamn it, y'all, this ain't just about us. You think all of this stuff going on, they're doing this for us? Specifically us and nobody else. That is very naive and arrogant to even fathom, to even contemplate that. But we can't deny, and I'm not going to, nor will I ever, that we are a prime target. Not the only target, but definitely the prime target. Right? And I'm going to say one of the prime targets, because the actual prime target group is the children of all races. This is why they're imposing this critical race theory. Critical race theory is designed to make all children fear inferior and yet superior at the same time. It's mind fuckery. And I want y'all to know that, man. Right? I want y'all to realize that. I want y'all to understand that. This just literally happened an hour ago.
Hundreds of asylum seekers have arrived on the Upper West Side. There are more now at 3 new locations along 70th and 85th Streets. CBS's Dave Carlin updates a situation that city leaders are calling.
They invading New York right now.
Neighbors keeping score counted this as the 4th busload of asylum seekers here on the Upper West Side's 85th Street in less than 24 hours. Many lugging heavy bags.
Chicago and New York. Mega City 1, Mega City 3. Currently being invaded.
Student housing now provide emergency relief for couples without children and single women.
Seems like they're trying to sort of sneak people in without the neighborhood knowing. But, as far as I'm concerned, as long as they're good neighbors, I'm fine with it.
Another new location for asylum seekers here on the Upper West Side is the Stratford Arms Hotel behind me on West 70th Street. All 3 buildings are owned by the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. With students out, 800 asylum seekers are added to the West Side.
I just feel bad for them.
New York City's total is more than 74,000 asylum seekers.
Wow.
Assessed here since the crisis began, with 170 emergency shelters and 9 additional large-scale ones.
Wow.
Member Linda Rosenthal wants people to get the help they need, but she says residents deserve a heads up that a shelter's coming in.
If you surprise a neighborhood, the initial reaction will not be one of acceptance. It will be alarm. And so it would be good if the city actually informed us earlier. I believe they probably don't because they fear a backlash.
This issue is a national crisis and that we all need to do our part.
City leaders again issued an urgent plea for federal help with more funding so the city and the nation can start to decompress. On the Upper West Side, Dave Carlin, CBS 2 News.
We're being invaded, y'all. Excuse me, man. I don't mean to be rude, man. We're being invaded, man. And make no mistake, this is an invasion. We are being invaded, right? Let's just be clear with that, man.
I'm set to announce a new program to house some of the thousands of migrants that continue to arrive in our city.
Fox 5's Morgan McKay is here with the exclusive details on this. Morgan, you need a solution to this because this problem is just keeps on growing.
You are exactly right, Roseanne and Bianca. Nearly 1,000 migrants will be housed at places of worship starting next month. Over 72,000 migrants have arrived in the city since last year, and for them to stay has been a struggle. They said this is a first of its kind program.
We have the mission, we have the motivation, and we have the facilities to help.
Starting in July, around 50 houses of worship in New York City will be opening up their facilities for migrants to stay overnight. Each location will shelter 90.
That's crazy, man.
The city says by August, they expect nearly 1,000 migrants to be housed in these places of worship.
Crazy.
Bishop Eugene Blunt of the Elam International Fellowship in Brooklyn, speaking with Fox 5 News exclusively, says they are looking forward to being a part of this program.
The ministry building was originally a convent, so we have space where we can house people. We have space where people can gather in public space. It's the first for the city. It's the first for us.
Pastor Guilford Monrose, who leads a faith-based agency within the Adams administration, says this idea started when the city launched a shelter program called Love Thy Neighbor, which has connected 80 houses of worship with a local shelter or migrant center. These faith-based centers have helped provide food, clothing, and more.
And then we thought that we should go further by having space.
That's when Monrose sent out a call asking houses of worship if they had facilities that could be turned into either daytime centers for migrants or fit overnight beds.
I think these faith centers will give not only a place to sleep at night, but a source of strength, comfort, and hope to be able to acclimate to society.
The city will be spending around $85 a night per migrant to stay at one of these houses of worship. The city will also be helping with additional costs, such as laundry services and security officers. The city wouldn't say how much they are paying to provide these security officers to houses of worship. We asked if security has been a concern.
Just a sense of security for those migrants as well. And for community to understand that we take this approach seriously.
Right now, the city is spending around $380 a day on each migrant.
Man.
Of the city so far, $1.2 billion
Billion.
to house and care for migrants. This cost is expected to balloon to $2.9 billion by next year.
That's fucking
Monrose
crazy,
says
man.
he believes this program will be more cost effective.
I don't want to use the word cheaper, but it's much cost effective, and it gives the city a better opportunity to help migrants have a sense of hope.
The New York Disaster Interfaith Services Organization will be coordinating this program. The city says each contract is different, so there is no clear timeline for how long these houses of worship will be used to house migrants. Monrose says these centers are meant to be transition spaces.
It is not a place where we're going to warehouse individuals. It's a place where we can give people an opportunity for hope to be able to go on with their life. Some people need, and I want to stay in New York City.
And as far as the houses of worship,
We're ready to get started.
now this space at houses of worship will only be for migrants, not homeless New Yorkers. Also sent us a statement that says this program will not only house migrants, it will also help them connect to local communities. Rosanna Bianca.
Y'all hear that? So fuck us, right? Fuck the homeless people here in America. Fuck our homeless people, right? And I feel for the homeless people because most people are homeless not by choice. You know, most people, now you got a small percentage of people who choose to exercise their right to be homeless, right? And normally the people who choose to be homeless, we don't normally see them. They're not a burden to society. They probably know how to survive outdoors, and they're okay with not having a place to stay. That's a very small percentage of homeless people. The overwhelmingly mass majority of homeless people are homeless because they don't have a choice due to situations like what's going on now. Now, mind y'all, they got all this money and funding for all these illegal immigrants, but they saying, fuck the homeless. In the scriptures, the Most High tells us that the poor will be with us always. So this ain't nothing against my homeless brethren and sistren, who most of y'all are not homeless by choice, right? Nobody chooses to be poor financially anyway. Nobody just chooses that, right? So I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on, man. I want y'all to pay attention to what they're doing. We are being replaced. So when we ask the question, are we being replaced? Yes, of course we are. It's quite obvious. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see that we are being replaced, specifically us. Specifically us, right?
So then
there's still a lot of things going on in Chicago in regards to the migrants moving into.
Shout out to Phil Scott and the Africa Diaspora News Network. Shout out to this sister right here.
That they would approve an additional $51 million to help house migrants that are coming from Republican states like that of Texas. Now, of course, Black residents are very upset because they feel betrayed, because they say we have needs here, like we need a boys and girls center and things for our neighborhood that is so underserved. We got homeless people here, we got homeless veterans. Like there's a lot of things that we need, but yet y'all want to take money from the budget that should be going to us to help people who really do not belong there. And so, of course, they're very upset with that of the new mayor, Brandon Johnson, because, you know, before he got elected, he was walking tall and talking tough, talking about, yeah, well, you know, we need to take care of the city, the residents of Chicago first, you know, talk to the Black residents. But then when he got in, he started to sing another song. And when the vote took place, he said this: there really is enough for everyone. It's a matter of how we prioritize that enough. We have an opportunity to do something righteous, and that's to make sure that the families who want to call the city of Chicago their home, regardless of how they got here, that Chicago is big enough to take care of the residents who have been here and make room for those who wish to call Chicago home. So like now you're talking about there's enough money to take care of everybody, but the people of Chicago, specifically the Black people, like, well, y'all ain't been saying that, but now y'all talking about there's enough to go around. Okay, great. When we go get ours, right? But I want y'all to check out a little bit of this video as some of the people in the community ran up on a press conference that was going on in regards to the vote that had took place. Check it out.
So do we. So do we. We do. We got it right. We got it right. You got 18,000 ex-cons with no house. Did y'all know that? Black men, y'all use us, they use us to fill prisons and graveyards. 18,000 Black cons. I don't see none of y'all fight for that. I don't see none of y'all fight for that. Yet you expect for us to
for everyone. Chicago their home, regardless of how they got here. That Chicago is big enough to take care of the residents who have been here and make room for those who wish to call Chicago home. So it's like now you're talking about there's a
pay attention, y'all.
Everybody, but the people of Chicago.
Pay attention, y'all. Now I want to play y'all this, and I'm gonna show y'all this for a reason. Remember when I told y'all about the Delphi method, the Delphi technique? We about to see it in action right now. Tap in, walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineer. Let's go.
Black people like, well, y'all ain't been saying that, but now y'all talking about there's enough to go around. Okay, great. When we go get ours, right? But I want y'all to check out a little bit of this video as some of the people in the community ran up on a press conference that was going on in regards to the vote that had took place. Check it out.
So do we. So do we. We do. We got it right. We got it right. You got 18,000 ex-cons with no house. Did y'all know that? Black men, y'all use us, they use us to fill prisons and graveyards. 18,000 Black cons. I don't see none of y'all fight for that. I don't see none of y'all fight for that. Yet you expect for us to fight and support you all. We've been supporting forever our Latino brothers. My Latino brothers coming in and out of prison. I don't see y'all even fight for them.
We have it here. We have it here.
What?
When homeless encampments should be able to help house them together in parallel. We want to be able to do this for every person experiencing homelessness in the city of Chicago with a tri-fold space to be able to shelter every single person in the next 2 weeks experiencing homelessness in Chicago and then asylum seekers that are in police stations. This thing, we can do it together.
But we're not hearing together. It's not hearing together. It's not no both band. It's not no both band. We got it. We first. We first. Do you think commit to me that we first? The commitment what?
Work with you to make sure the vote meeting is addressed. Doesn't it must be addressed. Yeah.
We're gonna see.
my whole objective is for we don't reject it, the immigrants. We want that, but you can't get in front of us. That's all we're saying. It's been happening. $51 million shouldn't have been, shouldn't be given when we have no job, no employment.
This plan is not meant to be able to say how.
I don't see like being there.
We were not ever paid.
So as you saw there, they're pressing like, what about us? Yeah, we don't see anything on.
That was the Delphi technique in real time. That was the Delphi technique right there, y'all. I told y'all, did y'all pay attention to the exchange of dialogue right there, right? It's already been settled. Y'all don't get it, man. It's been settled. All this going to these town hall meetings is pointless. For what? It's already been settled. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is in full effect. It's happening. Nothing short of massive non-compliance is going to stop it. This thing here going on is way bigger than a black thing, a white thing, a Jewish. It's bigger than all of that shit. United Nations Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is in full effect. It's just so happened that in America, especially, it's going to affect us, black folks, the most because we're the smaller population. But we have the most spending power, right? And not only that, we've been here longer. We understand oppression. We understand what's going on. And we're starting to wake up en masse. So before we can gain a momentum, like how we was in the early 1900s, and we done survived all of that fuckery. And now here we are in the present time, and we at a point to where we starting to wake the fuck up. Why do you think they got drill music? Why do you think they came out with Real Housewives of this, Black Ink that, and hip hop this? This is to disenfranchise us, to psychologically fuck us over, put us against each other so we never unite and link up. Not to mention we got this buffer class of butt-broken, boule, bitch-ass niggas and bitches that's working on behalf of the very Khazarian demons that are really responsible for all this. Not y'all white people. Not white people. White people are just as victim of this stuff as anybody else. Right? We don't do victimhood over here at A Real Talk in media or A Real Talk podcast. We don't do victimhood over here, y'all. Right? So although I realize and I understand the plight that has been done against black people, black people played a major part in it. And actually there's a whole entire buffer class that has been formed and implemented and is still in full operation to the day. And when you look at cities like Chicago, Brandon Johnson, Boule, you see what O.W. Gurley and them was up against, right? And here we are at a point when black people as a collective are worth more than they ever been and have the actual economic ability, you hear me, to actually be a sovereign, separate entity. They have to usurp that. They got to stop that from happening. So we got drill music. We got so-called reality TV. We got the sports industry, which is just the slave industry reinvented. Every single NFL, let me just say this, every single NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, franchise, organization, business is owned by the daughters, sons of Khazarian demons who all owned plantations back in the day. See, very few white people actually owned plantations back in the slavery time. They actually were owned by the Khazarian demons, and the white folks worked for them. They were employees and slaves, Slavs as well. See, we've been lied to about this whole situation, and now it's all coming full circle now. And us black folks in America, most of us who are indigenous to this land, meaning we originate from right here, most of us, overwhelmingly mass majority of us, come from right here. That information, thanks to brothers like Dane Calloway, is being made public and known as well. Like I say, y'all, we're starting to wake up and realize what's going on. We're realizing our actual economic capability and power. And on a lower level, the people, it's not so much as the government, it's the people who own the government. They're going to use their mind fuckery skills and techniques because they understand how reality works. And it's like close the door. They starting to see, they can see what we doing in here. Close the doors before they can. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You use the little homie, you know what I'm saying, walking downstairs, you know what I'm saying, and you seen your pops and his homies in there bagging up. And they close the door, like, hold on. They seen you coming, they're like, hold on, close the door real quick. So close the door. That's what's going on right now. That's why we got drill music. That's why we got so-called reality TV. That's why we have the boule. That's why we have this crab barrel mind. Fuck everybody else. It's all about me, individualistic ideology that has been ingrained into the fabric fucking fibers of our psyche as black people in this country. Notice how our African brothers come from Africa, Al-Kibalan over here. Notice the communal spirit amongst them. Notice how they shop with each other, interact with each other, party with each other, live with each other. They don't mind living 6 people in a household, 2 families in a household. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. We are being replaced by these illegal immigrants from Central America, South America, Mexico, Caribbean, all over the world as well. Y'all want to realize what's going on now, man. Pay attention. Xenophobia is being done away with. They want to get rid of even the term. They even want to get rid of the term, but they want to get rid of the idea of nationalism. Let me ask y'all a question. What good is it to have people who have a sense of nationalism in a global society? How does a global society benefit from nationalism? My man Leroy Green in the building, man. He said, fam, I live in Texas, and there's been a major influx of Venezuelans, El Salvadorans, Cubans. They come from, I know, brother. We're being invaded. We are being invaded. My man Lance Parker said espionage, high-level executions, mass murder of citizens. Yes. I keep telling y'all to go watch that movie Dread, man. Go watch Dread, y'all. Please go watch that movie. I'm not telling y'all that for no reason. Go watch the movie Dread, y'all. Go watch this movie, y'all. Go watch this movie, y'all. This movie is basically UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability implemented, activated, and been in activation for a number of years. Now, mind you, this is the prequel movie to Judge Dredd, the movie that came out, I want to say like 95. I want to say Judge Dredd came out in like 95, 96 with Sylvester Stallone in it. I'm telling y'all, this is the prequel to that movie. Y'all want to go watch this movie. This movie is a depiction of the exact society that's being formed in our country right now. My man Leroy Green said they can literally walk across the border. I've been to Texas my whole life, and I would only meet Mexicans for the most part. Over the last 5 years, it's been Hispanic takeover of all nationalities. Yes, Venezuelans, Argentinians, Colombians, Paraguayans, Uruguayans, Peruvians, Bolivians, Ecuadorians, Costa Ricans, Panamanians, El Salvadorians, Belizeans, all over. We are being replaced. We're being integrated. They're preparing for a global, non-national. This is why we've been indoctrinated with this whole mentality and ideology of melting pots. Y'all need to go watch this movie, man. Y'all need to go watch this, man. Stack 'em, pack 'em, housing. The mega structures are literally being built right in front of our faces. Be on the lookout for peach trees in a city near you. Could you imagine living in a city where there's 100 million people in that city? Could you imagine living in a human growth development zone where there was 30 million people, 60 million people in one city? Could you imagine living in a mega structure that's designed to house 75,000 people? Do you understand what it's going to take to police and keep safe a city where 30 million people, 60 million people live in this city? I keep telling y'all that the robot army is here. The smart grid is here. The metaverse is here. Y'all better realize what's going on. And all of this stuff with the immigration, this is all connected. It's being allowed to happen in order to bring in global system structure. This is happening all over the world. This ain't just happening in America. It's just happening in America last. It's been happening all over the world for years. And they started in America with California. Now they're going to New York, Chicago, soon to be LA, Baltimore, Philadelphia. They're going in right now in DC and Florida. Right, Florida said they ain't having it. DeSantis said it ain't happening. But for how long? Right? UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is in full effect. Right? Now I want y'all to go look into what I keep talking to y'all about when I talk about this Delphi method. It's already settled, y'all. There's really nothing we can do politically, legislatively, administratively. There's nothing we can do. It's already been settled. So now, what can we do? I never said there's nothing we can't do. I said there's nothing we can do legally, administratively, politically. There's nothing we can do there, right? It's a wrap there. It's going to crash because it's designed to. But where we do absolutely have a say-so in is this new system that's coming in. We don't have to comply and acquiesce to it. But over, inner, outer, extra, understand what it's going to take in order to build something different. I think a lot of y'all, it's starting to dawn on y'all how serious things are. And this is why it's an effort. It's agendas, numerous agendas to keep us beefing with each other, to keep us separated and divided, even amongst our own little ethnic and cultural groups, racial groups, which, mind you, we didn't create and come up with. Right? So I'm not on no old kumbaya, my lord, whatever. Nah, man. Because it's a lot of heavy indoctrination that has been implemented over the years. But we can't let that discourage us. Do y'all realize how serious this is getting, man? I hope a lot of y'all, and I know a lot of y'all are, man, right? And this is why I say this is the main reason why I came to YouTube. I don't give a fuck about no numbers. I don't give a fuck about no subscribe. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, right? This shit is getting very, very serious. And if y'all not paying attention to what's going on, y'all fooling. We are being replaced. We are being invaded, assimilated, and uploaded. And make no mistake about it, y'all. I say that with fervor, man. We are being invaded. This is an invasion, right? And this is being done specifically, strategically, to bring down the current American structure. It has to go. I want y'all to realize that it has to go. I want y'all to realize that America as an institution, as a corporation, we are watching the intentional internal collapsing of the company. I want you to understand that the United States corporation has to fall in order to bring in global domination. I don't want y'all to ever get so arrogant about yourselves as if, like we're all that and over here in America, like this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. I say the home of the fee and the land of the slave, right? Because you got to pay for everything. Everything costs over here, all right? Every blood clot thing costs. So we got UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability in full effect, and it starts with this immigration crisis. And if you look at one of the 17 protocols of UN Agenda 2030, one of them is this situation with immigration, which they talk about getting rid of nationalism.
In the year 2015, the world agreed on the ambitious, inclusive, and universal sustainable. In the year 2015, the world agreed on the ambitious, inclusive, and universal sustainable development goals, making a commitment to leave no one behind.
It is so decided.
Just a few months later.
Now, hold on. Let me just put something in perspective for y'all, right? Just think about this. We ain't had no say-so in any of this. Where was the vote for us being involved, enrolled, becoming a part of UN Agenda 2030? There's that Delphi. It's already been settled. Y'all ever remember voting on this? Y'all ever remember being asked by your legislators, hey man, before we start taking the money from these multinational global entities, before we start taking money for them to fall in line with this global initiative, right? Y'all mind if we do that? Is that something y'all think y'all will be interested in? Has any of your legislators ever asked y'all that? This is why I say, y'all, it's already been settled. We have no say-so. The Delphi method and technique was developed to give us the illusion that we do, but we don't. It's already been settled. UN Agenda 2030 is in full effect. And this whole immigration crisis, it's a crisis / invasion. This is what y'all voted for. When y'all voted for Republicans and when y'all voted for Democrats, this is what y'all voted for. All of your Democratic politicians, all of them get funding from the United Nations. All of them are basically spokespeople for the United Nations. They speak on the behalf of the United Nations. Look at all of their policies that they're pushing. Look at the city of Chicago. Look at the city of New York. Look at the city of LA. Fuck it, the whole state of California. It's already been settled, y'all. Right? And the very last spike they want to nail into the goddamn railroad track is making sure black folks get super disenfranchised because we've been here the longest. We know what's going on. We're coming back into our authoritative and financial power. And they cannot have that. Look at all of the things that are being done to stop that from happening. We're being made to self the Ouroboros agenda. I've been writing, I'm telling you, the book is coming, y'all. The book is coming. I've been writing chapters. I've been doing my resourcing, referencing. I've been writing out the references to my sources. I'm about to put this book together for y'all, man. The Ouroboros agenda. This is a part of the Ouroboros agenda, manipulating society into consuming itself. Not only consuming itself, but rejuvenating itself, resuscitating itself off of the own waste that is producing, consuming itself. Nationality and sovereignty is still, yeah. Get rid of it. Ain't no more nationality or sovereignty. So all y'all niggas with y'all feds is running around, all you Moorish niggas, that's how you know these Moorish niggas is on some bullshit. It's already been settled. There's no more sovereignty. They let y'all get away with that little weak ass shit. That is part of the Delphi technique to make you think you got some authority. Meanwhile, the metaverse is coming in. The smart grid is coming in. Universal credit, universal income, assigned housing, assigned employment, wireless, cashless, electronic currency. I mean, it's literally all happening right now at the same damn time. And this immigration crisis invasion is the catalyst. Right? First California. Now New York, Chicago. Pretty soon, Columbus, Ohio. Atlanta, Georgia. Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. right now under invasion. Think about this. D.C., Chicago, New York right now all being invaded. These are three strategic cities in the grand scheme on the path of bringing forth global society. Pay attention to the construction going on in y'all cities. The mega structures are literally being built right in front of our fucking faces, man. Right? Men in Pursuit of Purpose was good. I heard about that movie too. Right? Yeah, and that's gonna be the name of my book, right? Or should I say that's going to be what my book is going to be discussing. You did? So listen, y'all, man. This is a very serious situation that's going on, y'all, man. This is not a game. This ain't a joke. We are being replaced. And when I say we, I'm not talking about just us black folks. I'm talking about all of us. Y'all have to understand, when it comes to UN Agenda 2030, Mexico is designed to be all for manufacturing. It's the perfect climate, dry, arid, doesn't rain a lot. It's the perfect environment for constant manufacturing. They don't got to worry about rain and snow and stuff like that, right? They can build the actual infrastructure that's going to build the mega structures. Basically, Mexico's about to be turned into one big, huge quarry. Think about, when y'all think about the planet, the whole entire planet that the Sith had in Star Wars, that they built the whole empire out of. Or do y'all understand what I'm saying now? All my Star Wars heads out there. Yep, you already know what it is, Lance Parker. LSD. And that's another topic for another day. We're gonna keep it surface. We're gonna keep it surface for our new brethren and sister that's tapping in. We ain't gonna go too far. But pay attention to what's going on, y'all. This is very serious. This is very serious. This is not a joke or a game.
We are already seeing those promises transform into first concrete steps for action. On 21st of April, presidents, prime ministers,
UN Agenda 2030
from around the world gathered at the UN headquarters in New York for a high-level debate on achieving the SDGs
now that the goals and targets have been set.
We have no time to waste.
It's now time to turn this agreement into policies and action, into laws and budget lines.
Also on hand were several of the SDG advocates, prominent members of various segments of the society, from government, business sector, entertainment, sports and culture, whose mission is to raise awareness for the SDGs and spur public into action towards their implementation.
I think that these goals are really truly a blueprint for how we can deal with the needs of our society, the world.
I find this the chance for this generation. Clear goals, moral basis, good ethics, combining economic prosperity, social justice, and environmental sustainability.
Our collective commitment to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals is our most important defense in ensuring the benefits of our modernizing world are shared among all nations and among all people, and not just the privileged few.
These are not goals about poor countries. There's still a long way to go to really achieve sustainable development, whether you're in a rich country or a poor country.
There's no way we can talk about sustainable goals without concrete actions about what is happening, not just in our world, but also on the continent that I come from. All these things are all nations are involved in this, and unless we deal with that, unless we all come together, we won't be able to solve the problems for our own country because we haven't solved the problems of the other.
We need first to take seriously the goals, because these are the world's goals. They're the only goals we're going to have for our generation.
I guess the world I always am looking to see is a world that is filled with lasting peace.
UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. We're going to do that next Wednesday. Because a lot of y'all been emailing me, asking me. It's alarming to me how many people, I see a lot of people on social engineering. I see a lot of people on YouTube. I see a lot of people spreading information, and that's good and that's well, right? That's a beautiful thing. But it amazes me how many so-called informed research people don't know nothing about UN Agenda 2030. And all of this stuff we seeing going on with the migrant crisis, illegal immigrants demanding citizenship. Don't y'all know that this is leading to globalization? Global citizens, pay attention to United Nations Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. Male Lynch Parker. Thus saith the Lord, Lance Parker, man. You feel me? Thus saith the Lord, man. Look, y'all, man. A lot of us are not aware of what actually is going on. A lot of us are not aware of how serious this situation actually is. Right? And we can sit here on surface and be like, you know, we're being disenfranchised, we're being displaced, misplaced, replaced. And that's all facts, because that's all actually happening. That is all actually going on right now. But what is the end game? End game? What's the end game? Global society. This is why I keep telling y'all to watch movies like Equilibrium. Watch movies like The Matrix. Watch movies like Dread, Minority Report, Elysium, Ready Player One. I want y'all to understand what's actually happening and what's going on. This is very, very serious. It's not a game, right? Or over here in America, it's supposed to be where the majority of people in the Western Hemisphere live, in what they call human settlement zones. Central America, South America, Mexico, is going to be designed for manufacturing purposes. This is why they want to reduce the global population. They don't want us everywhere. They don't need us everywhere. Humans are wet. They're heavy. They take up resources. They're opinionated. They have the ability to transcend the frequencies of this reality. This is why they're talking about genetically modifying us. So-called allegedly biomechanically enhancing us, upgrading us through integrating us with unintelligent artificial intelligence. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. Oddly enough, your homeboy Ray Kurzweil at Google, they have projected the singularity to be the year 2030. So do you think it's a coincidence that the United Nations has a goal year of 2030 to reach global sustainability? At the same time, Ray Kurzweil, chief futurist at Google, him and others project the singularity, or the point at which unintelligent artificial intelligence technology will surpass human capability. Also, it will merge with human biology, the smart grid. Y'all can sit up here and think that this shit is a game if you want to, right? Sit up here as Black people in America and think that all of this shit being done is specifically for your Black ass. How arrogant of you. That's part of the indoctrination as well. And there's a reason why they indoctrinated specifically us Black people in America to be where we are today, because we are one of the only groups of people in this reality who could actually crack the code. Why do you think they're coming for us so heavy? At the same time, coming for everybody else. Something about this melanin in our skin. Something about our direct connection with the Most High. Because we carry the genetics, right, to crack the code of the matrix, of this reality, of this world. And LSD knows this. This is why we got drill music, reality TV, abortion. Notice how everything is applied to everybody, but specifically, strategically, specially targeted towards us. Our children is the end game. They want to devour them spiritually, mentally, and yes, physically. Yes, they do. And I keep telling y'all, the main target in the crosshairs of this system, which is the basically the mind of LSD, is the children. Because they're the ones who's going to grow up in this future society. They don't want art. Listen, listen, the unintelligent artificial intelligence don't want our children to have any recollection of their connection to the source. So much so that they are willing to download consciousness in portable devices, digital DNA downloading storage capability, quantum, D-Wave quantum computing, or D-Wave quantum computing. They want to try to harness the anointing. They want to harness human consciousness onto a portable device, a USB, right? Because in order to be able to listen to what I'm about to say, y'all, in order to operate in this reality, you have to have some form of humanity. Did y'all hear what I just said, man? In order for these, man, in order to be able to operate in this reality, you need a what? What do my pops always tell y'all? You need a body. So what's going on now is the process of separating us from the source in order to use our genetics to create synthetics to house demons. So, Virg, man, how we get to talking about illegal immigration and being replaced? I told y'all we being replaced. I told y'all that we are being replaced on more levels than what most of y'all are willing to accept as being possible. Not only are we being replaced physically, holographically, illusory, ethnically, culturally, in this reality by our fellow brethren and sistren who we've been told are called Latino. But we're also in total, in mass, and as a whole being replaced with synthetics so we can better house demons. See, I say we being replaced. See how it all fits together? Oh my God, are we being replaced? Yes. In this reality, we're being replaced culturally. We're being replaced ethnically, right? Financially, politically. But on another level, we're being replaced spiritually, energetically, biologically. Huh? See, most of y'all ain't aware of the latter level or the former. Y'all not aware of the level I just spoke on when I talk about the biological, spiritual, energetic. Most of y'all not aware of that level. Y'all think y'all are. You got a lot of so-called spiritual people who think we ain't gonna get in that. That's another topic for another day, right? Tap in, walk with me, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. I'm gonna make sure when y'all tap in with me, I'm gonna give y'all raw, uncut content, raw shit, right? We have to change the narrative. It's cool to talk about all the other rigmarole and not scared to tell me, yeah. But we at a point of critical mass. Like I tell y'all, we ain't got time to bleed. Playtime is dead. This is getting very serious. And I'm just waiting for it to happen here in my city now. My man came with the tech alchemist. My man LP, man, said the tech alchemists are uniting and merging humans and machine. Yes, that's what the singularity is all about. Y'all's Monday show was the singularity. Or hold on, no, it wasn't. That was last week's show when we talked about the singularity, right? Yeah. What y'all know about the singularity? That's what we discussed last week, right? So I just want y'all to know, man, that I'm going to continue to bring all this raw, uncut content. I'm not letting up. I ain't stopping. I don't care about none of that other stuff, man. This is not a popularity thing for me. I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of money or none of that crazy stuff. It's about getting this information out. And it's about me coming on here and connecting the dots for y'all, for those who want to know, those who realize how serious this is, because like I say, we have reached a state of critical mass. It has all been settled. Now, UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is being fully implemented. It's been fully implemented around the world, but now it's happening in America, the last stronghold. America has to go. You can't have the only nation. This is why what's going on is going on in Russia, China, Africa, United States. Can't y'all see the play? They setting up the global power structure, right? And y'all think these people actually beefing with each other? Next week, we're going to do UN Agenda 2030. I'm going to dive into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to break it down, the different protocols, the 17 different protocols they got, right? My man Lance Parker going in. What did he say? He said, F-boy and F-girl gossip is a waste of time and talent. Shame on some of these content creators. Yeah. Like I say, LP, they're non-content creators, right? Your guy Stats with the Facts. I coined that term and phrase. Non-content. Non-content. That's what it is. It's non-content. Right? That's some Orwellian shit for your ass. That's Orwellian Newspeak 101 for y'all right there, man. Non-content. Got the nerve to call themselves content creators. Content journalism is supposed to spark individual thought, free thought, investigative, researching thought, questioning. They don't want us to question shit, which is why they're coming for us first, because we starting to wake up and ask some damn questions. We starting to see what's going on. Shout out to guys like my brother Dane Calloway. You know, for the lack of a better, situation and circumstance, even the young brother, what's his young boy name, man? He just went crazy with his baby mom and he just made himself out to be a damn fool. I can't think of his name right now, but he was exposing a lot of information, right? And they're only going to let you get so far. See, the system knows who it can manipulate and control. Like I tell y'all all the time, like my brother Red tell y'all all the time, right? The unintelligent artificial intelligence promotes who it wants to be popular. It knows who to go after. It knows the weak people who could potentially, possibly be corrupted. And it will make certain people popular and famous who ain't got no damn right or reason being popular and famous. And we see what happened to them. And they'll give them an illusion that they're somehow being influential. Hence the term influencer. Where y'all think that came from? Huh? Who y'all think came up with the term social media influencer? Who coined that phrase and term? Do y'all know? Put a number 11 in the chat if you know who came up with that. Put a number 11 in the chat if you know who came up with that. Social media influencer. All right. Exactly. And that's why I did the show talking about him, right? That's exactly why I did the show talking about him. You feel me? And that's why we had the show on Ted Kaczynski on Monday, right? UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, y'all. All of this stuff going on with the immigration, the illegal immigrant crisis, this is all part of UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. This is intentionally being done to get rid of nationalism and bring in globalism, global societies, global system, global structure, all being administered by the UN. It is already settled. There's literally nothing we can do beyond what we have to do, which most of us ain't gonna do. I would even dare say don't want to do. The very fact that y'all will have to don't even contemplate or don't realize, or y'all do realize, but for whatever reason, if you do, then that make you inactive. Do y'all realize what is necessary going to have to be done in order to stop what's happening? Do you understand that there's no vote that can be made that's going to prevent what's happening? Because it's happening. Like I've been saying to y'all all night, and every time I go live, when I talk to y'all, interact with y'all, engage with y'all, UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is in full effect. And we're seeing through the illegal immigrant issue and crisis, invasion, we're seeing the first stages or the final stages of it coming to surface. And now we're seeing the global play being put into motion in real time. They ain't hiding it no more. All right. Was it an American warlock witch by any chance who created the term social media influencer? No. All right. The unintelligent artificial intelligence came up with this. Huh? A lot of y'all, if y'all do y'all research into such thing, y'all gonna find out that a lot of these new words and colloquialisms that we have now, they were created by the unintelligent artificial intelligence. Where y'all think deep fake technology comes from? Notice how we're seeing all this AI tech with the AI being able to create images. Exactly, Lance Parker. But not in the way that we know it. It's look, like I told y'all, look at what the unintelligent artificial intelligence is doing. Look at the AI art apps that's out there, y'all, where you can tell the AI, draw this, and it'll draw it. Or create it'll manufacture the image. It's not creating an image. That's not creation. That is manipulating what is already there. You have to give the AI something to do. It can't just create it on its own. It has to manipulate, emulate, imitate, copy, manufacture, mirror. It can't create. And that's why it's coming for us, because we can create. We create each other. Do y'all starting to get it now? We're going to get up out of here, y'all, man. All right. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. Tomorrow night's show is ladies' night. I'm going to keep it up in the air for right now because I want to make sure this chick who wants to come on or show interest. I want to make sure she actually is going to come on. But if she don't, oh, y'all know I got something to talk about. So I'll be making the post later on tonight. You feel me? So thank y'all for coming out, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering, man. You hear me? They are coming for us, y'all. They're replacing all of us, specifically us black folks, right? We cannot allow this to happen. And in order for us to stop what's happening, y'all, we have to stop voting. We have to stop paying taxes. We have to stop complying with the system, right? And when y'all think about what it takes to be able to do anything, yeah, some of that, y'all. Most of us are not prepared to do that. A lot of people just talking. Nobody really willing to go where it's necessary to go to create some actual change. Y'all think we're gonna make a vote? Who the fuck we gonna vote for? Who could represent us? They don't got none of us up in there. Y'all think these buck broken boule bitch ass niggas and bitches, you think they give a damn about us, black people? And humans as a whole, you think our governments of the world, y'all think they care about us? Back to my black brethren and sister, man, do y'all think that this stuff is happening only for us? It's just happening to us first. And I just explained to y'all why it's happening to us first. Right? Now, this goes far beyond economic power and stuff like that. Now we get into the spiritual aspect of things. Right? Which most of y'all think y'all prepare for, but y'all ain't. Right? I don't know how the hell y'all think y'all gonna fight demons by invoking demons. Y'all think y'all gonna beat the unintelligent artificial intelligence by syncing and linking your body and your mind with unintelligent artificial intelligence? Now that's about some dumbass shit if I ever heard of it. That's some old can't beat them, might as well join them type shit. When we possess the power to stop all of this shit right now, like today, like this very second. But most of us not willing to do that. Most of us are so inert, so dependent upon the system that they will fight and even give their life to protect it. Shout out to my brother Morpheus, man. You hear me? Tap in, walk with us, y'all. We're going to get up out of here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Fire content, you already know. Actual content. I am an actual journalist. I'm on the turf. I'm out here. You hear me? I'm one of y'all. I'm just as broke as y'all, right? Going through the same things as y'all, some better, some worse, right? Don't ever get it twisted or fucked up over here at A Real Talk. I don't proselytize. I don't aggrandize, right? I don't put on. I'm not balling. I'm not super rich. I'm not all the way up. I'm just as average as y'all listening to me, right? So don't ever get it twisted. I'm one of y'all. I'm not an agent. I fucking came up and I am who I am. I put a lot at risk doing this, right? I want y'all to understand with this legislation or this immigration situation, I want y'all to understand the type of scrutiny those of us who are critiquing and speaking on this, I want y'all to understand the level of scrutiny and that we putting ourselves subject to. I want y'all to understand what it means when you stick your chest out and come up and come on these internet platforms and talk your shit. Right? It's becoming dangerous to do so. This is why they this is why they sit up here, you know, distorting what it means to be an actual journalist by tricking people they're tricking everybody into thinking they could be a content creator. Now, when it comes to being a content creator, you got to actually be a journalist. And look how they messing up the word content creator. Because a lot of this stuff on here, this ain't fucking, what is content then? That's the thing you have to ask yourself. What is content? What is considered content? Or entertainment, right? It's a lot of fuckery involved when it comes to content creating. It don't have to be no context, no quality content. It could just be content. And most of the stuff we see on YouTube especially is not quality. We just being tricked into making it think it is. And we making it high quality when it's really the lowest of quality. It's the very shit that's taking us from conversations like this one. And I, for one, am not going to have it. I ain't going to go for it. I refuse to sell out. I refuse to do anything that is contrary to manhood, manliness, and the Most High first and foremost. Right? I refuse. I cannot be bought. I cannot be sold. I can't be compromised. Any of that. And the unintelligent artificial intelligence knows this about me, about you, if you something like me. And notice how it promotes the guys who don't. Or who do, but once given the opportunity to have a shot at massive influence, you think the unintelligent artificial intelligence don't be testing us? You don't think that the unintelligent artificial intelligence chooses who it wants to be popular and prominent and popping on YouTube especially? You think you got to where you at strictly because of your talent? It's like the NBA. It's like the rap game. It's like the NFL. Let's take the NFL and the NBA. It's like the rap game now. It's like the mixtape game back in 04, 05. Right? The unintelligent artificial intelligence has peeped this. Man, we about to get up out of here, y'all, man. Tap in, walk with us. I'll let y'all know what tomorrow's show is about, man. You feel me? Later on tonight, man, we're going to get to it, man. You feel me? Appreciate all y'all coming out, man. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to keep bringing y'all this raw, uncut, actual content that you can actually learn from and apply to your life. And it'll improve your life, your situation. You know, that's how we do it, man. Tap in, walk with us, y'all. We gone, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Tell everybody come tap in, walk with your guy, Virgil Berry, aka Stats with the Facts. Subscribe to the page now, man. What up, Stat? I got my man, this is guarantee on the track. Yeah. We bringing this message to you, fake boy niggas. Gotta wake these niggas up, man. All out there spreading lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe that. Bitch. Talk to these niggas. It's being surrounded me daily. So I can't surround them like my name was Alvin. It's being surrounded me daily. Alarm clock, wait a minute, time to wake them up. Niggas being surrounded me daily. So I can't surround them like my name was Alvin. Niggas being surrounded me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Gotta set the alarm, wake you up from the slumber. Putting hairy fake woke niggas, y'all dumb ass. Use, but people don't pay any attention. Listen, immediately be the wake up of henchmen.
A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real. Only the real for my niggas. We all own it. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga. Bon appetit. Yeah.
Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the world, just like the Baptist.
The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off. Niggas really be lame to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Wait, whoa, niggas be surrounding me daily. So my dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Hey, whoa, niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up. Time to wake them up.
Hey, whoa, niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Hey, whoa, niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up. Time to wake them up. Alarm clock to the woke. Time to wake them up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing no gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
In every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. Straight facts. Critters now here, we gotta face down. They coming with microchips and vaccinations. Fake old niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
This pandemic scam. This was a damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that their mom died and she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, which you better tell your ones listen to the 2030 game. It's gonna be hell, niggas. So fuck AOC and her new green deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. I want they red pill.